Entering the Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. The Mayo Experience. The Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, the season finale of Sunday Night Live. Thank you all for tuning in all season long. It has been a ton of fun, and hopefully we don't have a show that disappoints anyone. For today, reminder to smash the like button while you are here. Sub to Mayo Media Network, because we still have a ton of shows coming at you all throughout the playoffs. And plus, golf season is back in the most gut-wrenching way possible, as it turns out. Tim Undercust is in studio with me. Kenny Kim is on the line. Fellas, I was so happy about 2 hours ago.
No good.
Yeah, the Detroit remains alive in the
chance to make the playoffs as Seattle missed their field goal.
I mean, listen, I have the Rams on the money line as a part of a bigger parlay, but if the Rams just cover the spread, I win a bunch of money, but now they're eligible to not cover the spread.
What was the number that you bet?
6.
Oh, okay.
So they might be able to push here in overtime, too. This is all, Kenny, this is all my fault from having the bet. Congratulations to everyone out there who won Bears' worst record in the NFL. Cash in the stupidest way possible. So my guy in golf and your guy in golf with a 9-stroke lead obviously isn't going to win.
Yeah, see, I didn't have that bet to go back on. I was thinking that was probably going to be a great day for Pat. I think about 45 minutes ago, Morikawa was up by 4 strokes, and now he's down by 1 and has a 6 for par that he's probably going to miss. And I know me and you both have them. But I do have to say, in honor of Tim, I'm ready for this. I got my Mott sticks.
Oh, there you go.
All ready and prepared.
A1 appetizer.
And then I also got birthday cake. From the grocery store.
Oh, that's amazing.
Little Tim Andercutt celebration. I will say, Tim, the mozzarella stick take, that's a good take. Mozzarella sticks are delicious.
Thank you.
If you bring the Mott sticks to a potluck and you bake them there, or you bring restaurant quality that's hot, that's okay with me. The cake one, I got a problem with cake. I got a problem with the cake. You could buy that cheap ass cake anytime you want. Why put it in the freezer?
Well, it was on sale.
Why get that? It doesn't matter, Tim. We both make money.
Yeah, but
we can afford a $16 cake, Tim.
Yeah, but it was a sharp buy. And if you practice sharp buying at the grocery store over and over and over, in time, it'll be a plus EV move.
Morikawa just bogeyed again, Kenny.
Oh, my God.
He's losing by 2. He's losing by 2.
So I'll tell you, I don't even want to watch anymore because that just ruins my week. I was up if Morikawa won, I'd be up 2,200 this week. Now that he's dropped to second, I think I'm down 400.
All right, you know what? We're here to talk about the NFL, so let's talk about the NFL. Golf tragedy aside, if we stop watching, something good will happen. It's my fault. I turned it on the TV in our house while Tim was sitting next to me. I knew what I was doing, and I shouldn't have done it. Right, Yanni?
Yeah.
It was a bad idea. Bad idea on my part.
I was very well behaved.
It's just putting it in your presence was the problem.
Did I say a word?
No, but just turning it on, and you're like, oh, here's what's going on.
I didn't say I never made a comment. I never said a word.
I am having a fucking stressful time. I almost put my fucking phone through the giant fucking TV in there. I'm not having a good time. So let's talk about football. The Jets lost 11-6. 29 straight possessions without a score, was it?
It was 27 when they showed that graphic, and there was at least one more after that. 3 straight games, they scored 6 points. Since I last saw you on Sunday Night Live, they scored 6 points against Jacksonville, 6 points against Seattle, 6 points against Miami. Disgusting. Tough way to go out. I don't even know what to say. I mean, obviously they have no quarterback, but neither did the Dolphins today. So that's no excuse. That's a saw-off. Skylar Thompson versus Joe Flacco is really a saw-off. So there's no excuses. Garrett Wilson played great.
Well, he's the only guy that Flacco threw to the entire game.
And he played great. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't do anything offensively other than give it to Garrett Wilson. And they let that stupid Dolphins team into the playoffs, which is just the worst. I mean, the only thing that would have been worse is for the Patriots to make it, but that's just the worst. It's no fun. No one's happy. I wanted to wear the hat one more time for you people. I thought we might get one more. I lost a bet I'd bet early in the year I'd given stupid odds about the Jets not coming last in the AFC East, and at 7-3, it looked like I was clear sailing, and I managed.
You were victory lapping it. You gave 15-1 odds on that,
and again, they were 7-3 at one point, and it should have been in the bag, and I went lost. Everything is sad. Whatever.
Tim Butts is in the chat. He says, "I am so happy. He is the winner of this bet."
I'm sure he is delighted. I'm glad that his joy comes from my misery.
Kenny, are the Dolphins dead team walking in the playoffs at Buffalo next week?
Yeah, there's no way Tua could play, right? His brain is like oatmeal by now, right? You have to sit him out.
I don't know. I think it's possible that he could play. I don't think it's probable that he plays, but I don't think we can rule him out as of yet. I mean, for his own sake, he should probably be ruled out. But he's a gamer. They're in the playoffs. They're only good when he plays. He probably wants to play.
If he plays, they've given the Bills 2 really good games. 1-1, lost 1. It would probably be a real close matchup if Miami.
It looks to me like the Bills are destined. After the start that they had today, that kickoff return, everything that happened, it seems sort of like destiny for Buffalo. I don't see them slowing down. I think the only, they got a tough road with Kansas City and Cincinnati, but probably they're going to have to play both of them, probably, right? Casey's going to be the number 1 seed. It's going to be tough sledding, but
it's all setting up for them to play their 3rd game in Detroit this year. The AFC Championship.
Is that where it is?
I'm just presuming because it's sort of in between both teams. You'll definitely pick an indoor site. It'll either be there or Indianapolis, I suspect.
I thought Indianapolis said no, they don't want to do it.
Then I'm sure Detroit would be their first option.
I feel like that's a
Buffalo's been there a couple of times already.
It's funny because I feel like that ends up becoming a huge advantage for the Bills.
Totally. They'd love to play indoors.
They love playing indoors. Like, this is just a huge win for them.
Totally. There's no way, I don't think, unless they picked like somewhere in Jacksonville or something, they wouldn't pick.
It could be like Carolina.
But it gets cold and windy, then wet there. And do they want the weather? If you could pick a site for a neutral site game, wouldn't you pick a dome stadium?
Well, I suppose. But these are both outdoor teams anyway. It's not like they're going to get great weather if they were in Buffalo or Kansas City.
That's true. I just was working off the presumption that since the last neutral site game that the Bills had to play was Detroit, they'd go to the same spot again.
Now, Kenny, you said that Tua's brain is like oatmeal. Were you saying that his brain is very fun and something you look forward to?
No, oatmeal, not fun.
It's fun. It's
got to be mush. Come on, Tim. Oatmeal's not delicious.
Good oatmeal.
Give me grits instead. Grits
overrated
is 10 times better than any oatmeal. Throw some butter, throw some salt in there, a little bit of pepper. That's all you need. Grits are delicious.
Nah, overrated. Now, I don't come from a place where we eat grits, so maybe I've never had really good grits, and so you
got to be in the South, like Southern United States.
I've tried them a time or two. They're like cream of wheat, essentially, grits.
Sort of.
But I really, really think oatmeal with fresh fruit and nuts cut up. It's a party. It's a breakfast party when you have oatmeal in the morning like that.
How much of the Commandos game did you watch today, Kenny? Your hometown Washington Commandos.
I watched it all. Dallas looks like garbage. My guess is, from what I've seen so far, the number for them against Tampa is like
we can't be. I don't know what the numbers are. Tim doesn't know.
I don't know what the number is. Oh. This was like 3 days ago, before we even knew who's playing where. I guess Dallas had a chance to be the number 1 seed, but just looking at it, Dallas is supposedly favored. A couple days ago, if they played Tampa, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. It's going to be close. I think it's probably going to be.
I do.
Both of them are garbage, but Tom Brady's Tom Brady in the playoffs.
And the books love Tampa.
They also like Dallas, too.
They do. Well, of course they like Dallas.
It's not going to be the 3.5 that I saw. It's going to be a lot closer.
3.5. Wow, that's a big number.
No, when we get to the Guess the Line segment, I think there's 3 of actually all the lines except for 1 should probably be available.
We'll know all but one of the games.
We'll know all but one of the games, and then maybe they'll even offer 2-way markets on that.
That'd be nice.
They'll have Green Bay. Well, I guess it depends on what happens in this game right now. The Rams currently still have the ball, although it looks like there was a turns over for Seattle.
There was.
So that's how the Rams got the ball?
No. The Rams just turned, as we were speaking, the Rams turned it over. Pick from Faker Mayfield. Bad pass. Sad. Oh, that was a bad pass.
That was a bad pass. Dude had like 8 steps on him. We just let him a little bit more as a touchdown.
I'm surprised Diggs wasn't able to keep himself in bounds here and turn the ball back down the field. He just kind of celebrated and walked out of bounds when he could have been down the field for a chip shot field goal again. That was strange. Anyway, what'd you make of Sam Howell?
I mean, here's the thing. You and Jeff talk about this all the time. A first-time quarterback coming out, no tape. A lot of the times they're successful, and he had some moments, man. That first touchdown to McLaurin, he had that 65-yard bomb, that dime to McLaurin here in the third or fourth quarter. I mean, he can scramble, he can run. I mean, he's going to be in the mix next year to see who's going to start. I mean, one game doesn't tell anything. We'll see how he does after a full preseason getting in there. But my guess would be we sign Heineke and Howell, and they fight for the first play for the quarterback position next year. The quarterbacks that are coming out now, we're going to have like the 15th pick, the 17th pick, something like that. It's going to cost too much to move up. If we're shit next year, we can drop down, maybe get Caleb Williams, who is that his name, the USC quarterback?
Yeah.
He's a DC native. He's the first DC native to ever win a Heisman. If he can come back to his home team, and that would be a big deal, especially with the new owner, all that stuff. And of course, going into this off season, I mean, they're not going to fire Rivera because the team's going to be changing hands.
You think you don't just because the team's going to be changing hands, you don't think anyone's going to be there to pull the trigger? The guy didn't know they got eliminated from the fucking playoffs.
I know. I think Scott Turner's going to be. I think Scott Turner's going to be the scapegoat. From what I hear in this area, from the news reports that I've heard, there's been some grumblings about his play calling by players' wives. I know Logan Thomas's wife put out an Instagram post this week trashing Scott Turner and his play calling, basically saying we have all these weapons. How come our offense sucks? Basically, hint, Scott Turner taking the blame. My guess is he's going to be the one to go. I do not think that Snyder can really fire the quarterback when he's not going to have the team in March. And the thing is, if we wait till March to pick a new head coach, all the good ones are going to be taken already. So my guess is one more year with Ron. I don't want it, but I don't see another option that can actually happen with the team going to be sold.
I see he didn't mention Carson Wentz in that peroration once.
No.
Carson Wentz? Well, his contract's over, isn't it?
They didn't trade two.
No, we can cut him.
For
we
a
can
guy.
cut him this.
We
can cut him
nothing?
this year with no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Very little cap hit, I think, if I remember correctly. I think if he played like 70% of his snaps, then we would have had to give him more money or something like that. And he didn't do it this year.
Kenneth Walker just had like a 30-yard run. They're on the 25-yard line. So just kick the field goal, and we're still doing okay, and the Rams will cover the spread. We'll be good to go. Sweep the best bets after getting reverse swept a week
Can't
ago.
they block the field goal and take it back for a
That
touchdown?
that would be ideal. I would like that. Just I'm not going to get greedy. Just cover
Okay.
the spread, and we'll be good to go here. We don't need to win the game outright. Would like to win now that I'm going to be out like $3,000 from Colin Morikawa, but it's okay. It's okay.
Annoying.
We'll live to fight another day. We got a lot with the Bears. I got to remember.
Yeah, so you did steal the.
I stole the Bears
Houston
one,
game.
but I feel bad about this one because so many people had this Morikawa ticket.
Understandable. Although I bet you a lot of people were with you on Chicago too.
Maybe, but he just pulled a fucking Richie Tenenbaum.
Oh, look! Did he take his
He might
shoe
be.
and
He might be
sock off?
sitting down on the green with one of his both shoes and one of his socks off at this point, just sitting there with his fucking head down.
What kind of way is that to act on television?
You mentioned Dallas, how they now might all of a sudden be an underdog in Tampa, Kenny, which Tim and I don't agree with you on that one. Is this Dallas team pulling an Arizona from the year that Arizona went to the Super Bowl, that they just limp to the finish line, show nothing, and then all of a sudden the playoffs start and they're like the team they were 6 weeks ago? Like, is that possible?
I don't know, man. Dak is awful. So he's had 9 straight games with an interception. That is the most since 2004, since your boy Tim Testaverde.
Yeah.
When he was the Cowboy. That was the last time a Cowboys quarterback had a pick in 9 straight games.
That's fair, but I'll put Dallas's awful up against Tampa's awful all day long. Tampa's awful is on another level of awfulness. Tampa's coasting on the fact that they have Tom Brady, who lost in the playoffs last year. People forget. Like, I'm sorry. I think that hopefully Dallas dispatches them.
Also, I'm a Commanders fan, so there could be a little bit of bias. That's, I hate the fucking Cowboys. That could be, this win right this week is, going to make my week. I'm going to be very, very happy. I don't know why we couldn't do this last week, have the intensity.
Because they played Carson Wentz last week. That's why.
Yeah, that's exactly
the interception machine that is Carson Wentz.
I mean, the reason that Carson Wentz played because the interception machine, Taylor Heineke, had to be benched.
Yeah, but at least Heineke, they drop his balls because they're thrown so softly that cornerbacks aren't used to catching balls that are thrown that weakly. And I think that's why he had the advantage he had. And that's why so many interceptions were dropped, because, I mean, these guys haven't caught passes like that since high school, so I mean, I think that's why. The thing is, people love Heineke. I mean, he's the first person rooting for Hal. He's just a good guy.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke is indicative of you root for a shitty team. He is like, remember we used to root for the Blue Jays all those years, and you know who the big fan favorites were? The shittiest guys on the John McDonald, Kawasaki, all these fucking losers who wouldn't play for any other team. But they're the real fan favorites because the team fucking sucks. Yeah. That's what Heineke is.
Well, here's the thing. Heineke's 12, 11, and 1 as a starting quarterback.
Great.
There's not that many quarterbacks in the NFL, I would say less than 15, that have a winning career record.
He's only played 23 games. 24 games.
I know, but still.
Yeah, that's 2 seasons worth of games almost.
Sure.
Yeah, season and a half, and he has a winning record.
Okay.
Yeah, look, this is the pro Tyler Heineke.
Don't get me wrong,
but he sucks.
He sucks.
He is a good backup quarterback.
Good backup. He's a good backup.
Once he starts starting multiple games for you in a year, your team is fucked.
Here you go, Seahawks.
Seahawks made it?
They did.
All right, so Seahawks stay alive into tonight. Green Bay. So Detroit is now eliminated from the playoffs. Who's not going to score the first touchdown tonight now?
Oh, I hadn't given this any thought. Zylstra.
Zylstra.
The guy who scored like 8 touchdowns last week?
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's not going
to okay.
All right, 3-0 on the best bets. It saves a bit of the money. Harmon beat Power in his head-to-head, so I suppose that's good news. Morikawa has this 50-foot putt for birdie. If it drops, we're in business. Yeah, it's pretty close. I almost went in. Didn't. No. So we need a Rahm Power and a Morikawa Eagle on 18. Then we're going to a playoff, and maybe Rahm won't warm up on this course like Neiman didn't that time, and we'll be fine. Oh, my God, he missed this 2-foot putt earlier? Oh, no, this is his putt. Never mind. Stupid fucking golf tournament.
It sucks. I mean, I had Ron Morikawa as 2 of my cash game cornerstones this week, but I needed Kawa to beat him just because he's so much more lower owned. I'm fucked. It sucks. I don't even want to watch the rest of this tournament.
Some fucked.
People would say that around here.
Should Brandon Staley be fired, Tim?
Yes, today.
An instant yes from a Chargers fan.
I agreed. What is he doing?
Do you fire him tonight?
No. You
can't bring in Sean Payton for the playoffs?
Hey, so is both Mike Williams and Bosa out?
Oh, I didn't see Bosa got hurt. Bosa got hurt too?
I saw Bosa got hurt too.
Bosa got hurt in this game as well, you're saying? I mean...
Yeah, I think...
Nothing short of a Super Bowl should save his job.
I mean, even if they lost, there was still the 5 seed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had nothing to play for.
So we don't know the extent of Mike Williams' injury at this point.
Didn't look good.
It looked bad.
It looked bad.
He was hobbling around. It looked bad.
And he has a history of back problems to begin with. And, okay, here's a question. If you're going to play Herbert in this game, for no reason anyway.
And I'm going to get blamed for this, by the way.
For jumping on the Chargers bandwagon.
I'm going to get blamed for this.
Big shocker.
The reason the Chargers started...
I can't wait
the reason the Chargers did this is because
you forgot, didn't you?
Basically lent my...
Poor Feinberg's in fucking hiding at the moment.
I lent my support to Los Angeles for the playoffs, and this nonsense takes place in a meaningless game. But, it's Staley's fault.
I mean, the thing is, they played their starters and everything, and Denver still won, right?
Well, why did
or is the game still on?
No, I believe it just ended. They won, or the Chargers lost by 3. So they covered the late spread, not the spread I took on the spread show when I thought that everyone was playing. They got kind of gypped here because their game should have been at the same time as Baltimore.
Absolutely, it should have been.
That was really stupid.
There was no reason to play that game early.
Except when it was 2 West Coast teams, they couldn't have bumped it up to the
No, so they should have played this late. Why could you have 6 games on?
Just saying. I guess it didn't matter anyway. But if you're going to play Herbert and play everyone anyway, why did they pull him with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter?
It makes 0 sense. Nothing,
what are we doing here?
Not
are we playing
not
to win
a
or not?
single whit of what went on today in that game makes an iota of sense. And I'd want to know at our Monday presser, but I can't watch it. But no, seriously, I actually don't understand what is going on and what went on there. That's nonsense. And to not be 100% going into the playoff game when you didn't need to play those guys, Staley's going to have, if the media actually asks questions, they need to ask a serious question here, figure out what's going on.
I mean, when they were in their little slump, Williams came back, and that's when they won all their games here recently, right? And that was sort of like the catalyst of them getting off, the snide.
I don't know.
And then now you lose them again for the most important part of this. It was just so dumb.
Now, if I remember, he didn't play in the Dolphins game, right?
Who?
There was one game he missed
Williams?
in that run.
I thought he had
He had an ankle injury.
Because that's why Jeff was on here so forlorn and depressed.
Yeah, well, he was out for like 4 weeks, and then like Keenan. Now maybe he only missed the 2 games. Keenan Allen missed like 6 games or something like that.
Yeah,
and they eventually got. They
think
came
he missed
in,
the San Francisco Sunday nighter and the Miami Sunday
with
nighter.
The only player they had on their injury report was that weird fullback Zorvath that scored in week 1. He was their only player. Today, Eckler got absolutely rocked, and then they took him out of the game. Mike Williams was carted off the field. Joey Bosa limped off the field, and Kenneth Murray left the game as well with an injury. Keenan Allen did have 2 touchdowns. That is true. Great performance by Keenan Allen. Paul Shaughnessy, yes.
Just updating from the chat. TC caused this. Tim will turn this into giving himself credit. You have no shame, TC. That's what the people are saying out there.
Well, I take no responsibility. How about blame Brandon Staley, who this is not the first, like not like out of nowhere. This is the first time he did something inexplicable as a coach. Like he'll say, "Oh, we're real football people. Will know why I did this." I'm sure that'll be his answer because that's his answer to everything.
Are you a real football person because you're dressed up as Cam Newton? Did you steal Cam's hat?
No, I think this.
It's a jaunty chapeau.
It is. I think it's rather dapper.
It's Tim. It's Tim. The what's the word I'm looking for?
He's dressed up. He is doing Dom DeLuise cosplay.
Tim too hip. Tim too hip.
I know. Hipster. Tim the hipster.
That's
what it is. I mean, look at it. That's definitely some hipster gear with the hat. You look at it, I see the Cam Newton reflection, and Cam's like, his type of hipster. I don't know. Hey, Cam's on his own level. I don't know about that, but you look sort of hipster-esque today.
I don't think I look hipster. I just think I have a sharp sartorial sense.
Some people are asking whether you're going to be dropping some beatnik poetry on us.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I used to bartend for a
the Chargers' chances were
good
until Staley coached, and it was I don't know what rhymes with good off the top of my head.
You're not a good beatnik comic.
I am not. I'm not good at that.
Hey, you look
didn't
like
bench
the
his
ones
players
that
like
came
he
into the bar.
should.
So the Chargers are going to play in Jacksonville. I guess we should talk about Jacksonville. They got lucky.
Oh, if that wasn't a strip sack, weird fumble, perfect bounce to Josh Allen, I don't think they win the game.
The good Josh Allen, as you call him.
Insinuating
the guy that is almost Josh Allen, the quarterback, the actual good Josh Allen, made some
They're
fucking
both actually really good.
Ridiculous throws today.
Yes, he did.
It was outrageous.
He played great, and yet they needed those kickoff return touchdowns. What a shame to see the Patriots, who were living week after week on special teams touchdowns and on fluky things, to lose a game to go out and make the playoffs with 2 kickoff return touchdowns. Oh, you hate to see it. That's so sad to see Belichick's special teams let them down. Oh, so awful. Poor guys. I hope that's not a bitter taste in their mouth the whole year to think about how they lost that game. With the playoffs on the line, they gave up 2 kickoff return touchdowns.
And still finished ahead of the Jets.
Well, because they beat the Jets twice because we played Zach Wilson.
And you know how they beat the Jets the second time?
From a punt return touchdown. Yeah. So it was justice deserved for the Patriots. As much as it annoys me to no end that the Dolphins made the playoffs and that I'll have to wear a Dolphins hat or something.
Oh, yeah. You have to dress in Dolphins gear next week. I totally forgot. We're not doing the live show anymore.
I'll have to take a photo of myself in a Dolphins hat or something. And
But we know how you are with technology. You're not going to be capable of that.
That's got to be the first episode of season 2.
Yeah, season 2
right?
there we go. The next time,
first episode, you got to wear it.
Maybe for the Custies, you can dress in all Dolphins gear. The ballot should be available starting this Tuesday on the Spread Show. We'll release the ballot for the Custies.
Oh, really? That means the campaign will have to begin.
Maybe. You murdered 2 people.
No, I didn't. Vote Jeff.
It's over. Everyone knows it's over. Unless Jeff has such a meltdown.
From this,
this
is how advanced Tim's campaign is for the Custies. Kenny, that he had to jump on the Chargers bandwagon to make sure that bad things happen to the Chargers. So Jeff would get so triggered and do something crazy that Tim could somehow pull himself back from the depths of insanity to not win most insane. But many people are saying that this is the most insane year Tim has ever had.
I mean, he did murder 2 people.
No, I didn't.
So, Angela Lansbury's dead because of you.
No, don't say that.
I mean,
don't say that.
she
That's
is
not
dead
true.
because of you. I'm forgetting the second person. Who was the second person? Was it Don Connery or was it?
No.
Years ago.
There was someone else. Like, it happened in succession.
He kills so many people.
Yeah, there's just. I mean,
I know.
technically, I'm attributing Pele to you as well. After Brazil, they can't lose.
Pele's
Pele's
to
dead.
win.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. And he died. Yep. That's another one.
I didn't. Vote Jeff. Remember, folks, the election was stolen last time. It's time for you to right or wrong. It doesn't matter whether you think that I was crazier this year than Jeff.
Meatloaf.
It doesn't matter. What matters is what that justice needs to be served, and that means voting for Jeff.
How much are you paying out of pocket for bots this year to vote?
None.
For you?
But you know what? Jeff put bots on the ballot. He put live
you
bots
realize that
on
this
the
argument
ballot.
just makes you seem more insane.
He put
right?
live bots on the ballot. So.
Rob McIntyre, who does a great job of collecting all of the votes and making sure that Tim's bots are not counted.
You killed Meatloaf.
You killed Meatloaf.
That's who it is.
That's what it was.
No,
I
who you
didn't.
killed.
You did. You were talking about you were listening to Bat Out of Hell.
I
He
was.
died.
I was, but that's not my fault.
Kind of sounds like.
I think it was like during the episode. It felt like, or it could have been Angela Lansbury. That was during the episode.
People are calling you the Tim Reaper.
I don't like that either. Look, folks, I'm asking to lend your vote for one election to vote for Jeff. That's all I'm asking. One election. Vote for Jeff once. You know that he deserves it. And that that there were machinations and last year's was very questionable. And to make things fair, vote for Jeff. That's all we ask. It's justice.
That's a really sad campaign.
I think it might be very effective.
Paul, what would you say that the split in the vote is this year? It was 2 percentage points last year.
Last year was the opportunity.
And I feel like last year was your one chance to win, and you may have blown it.
Even after today's game, it's like the Chargers made the playoffs. Jeff's not going to be – he's going to be happy.
Nah. Just really happy.
But he's happier.
expect him to be
Last year,
angry.
he was like pulling out his hair.
I know how
freaking
I would
out.
feel if it were my
He had
team.
invested like his whole life into like Herbert rookie autos. It was tough times.
If that were the Jets and this happened to the Jets today, I would be furious. I would be raging. It's ridiculous. It's indefensible nonsense from a coach who, as I've been saying for weeks, is no good and shouldn't have a job.
So, Kenny, we had a few new people watching the golf show who, over the course of the past 3 days, have been congratulating me for tipping Morikawa to them and all this stuff. And every time, I think you were tagged on a few of them too. It's like, don't fucking say anything about this until we're in the clubhouse. This is how it goes. Anyone who does that from now on, before a tournament is over, I am fucking blocking you. I'm throwing that out there. If you're not paying attention right now, or I'm going to try to get other people to cyberbully you. I'll pay Tim to wish you good health. How about that? I'm very upset about this.
Yeah, I am too. Because I thought it was going to be a great week. Cascade Cornerstones
Yeah,
1-2.
dancing.
Hit the outright. I had a GPP that was in first after the first day, 10th after the second day, 30th after the third day, finished 1,409th today in the $5 GPP, or that's where it is now. It's just been a horrible day. At least the Commanders won, but of course it didn't mean shit because of fucking last week. So yeah, horrible week. I am not happy. I thought I was gonna withdraw a good $700 from my bank account or from the DraftKings account.
You improved our draft position, so I thank you for that.
Why are you cutting him off?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the Commanders. You improved.
You have to you're talking over him the entire time?
No, I'm not.
You did. We have an entire part where he's talking and you're just doing this. I will show you after the show.
I believe you.
Do you? Because, I mean, did you see the promo video that we released, Kenny? Where Tim, like the best of Tim?
I saw some of it. I didn't catch the whole thing.
Okay. So he doesn't remember any of that.
That's not true. I don't remember some of it. I can't remember every
do you think
single
it's
word
not
I say
happened?
every single day.
Is it a deep fake? Do you think it's not happened?
I didn't say it was a deep fake.
I can drop it right now. The fellas in studio, unfortunately,
Won't be able to hear it. Can you throw it up? Here, let's watch it right now. Paul, you throw it up. I mean, Tim thinks that I hired Franz from Guess Who to play him in this video, but I can assure you that I didn't. Paul, run the video, please.
I didn't say that. We deserve to lose. We played terribly. What a performance. 2 of the worst interceptions. It's just underwhelming. They had every opportunity. That was funereal. The red zone offense, putrid. Oh my goodness. I think we're done.
You're done.
I'm sad. I don't see another win on the schedule. How dare you lose them both? Stop doing this to me. I don't deserve this. We win. We win. We win. Victory. I wear this hat because it's a victory hat. We're so good. Yes. The Jets got no respect from the Dolphins and then styled on them. I'm on top of the world. We got no respect from the Packers, so we styled on them. We never tasted so sweet. Bye-bye. I thought the season was over. We are very good. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, they're the best team in the AFC. And that, my friends, opens up everything. This is a winner's hat. We wear it when we win. We're not going to lose any games for a long time. You can't get in my head. Yes! That's the only thing that can get on my head. A victory hat. So good. Now I think I'm going to wear it just about every week, folks. Bye-bye, Broncos. See ya. Bye-bye, Nate Hackett. Bye-bye. Enjoy the unemployment line. You're done. Bye-bye.
When you were saying bye-bye, was that to the Jets and like bye-bye to Tua? You're going into the playoffs? Skylar Thompson made the playoffs. And
I'm
the Jets
aware.
couldn't.
Because the Jets let them. All the Jets
Why
had to
did
do
they
was
let
beat
them?
them.
They probably shouldn't have let them.
They
That should have
should-
been
no, like they
that
should have
been
beaten them.
strategy number one. They shouldn't have
They
let them make
should
the playoffs.
have beaten them. Then the Steelers would have been in the playoffs. It would have been a far more interesting football game next week. The Steelers would have had every chance to knock out Buffalo. The Dolphins don't have a chance. Like, if Tua plays, it'll be a close game, but I can't imagine Tua playing. So, like, Teddy B or Skylar Thompson, like...
Maybe Mike Lennon.
Like, or
Maybe
yeah,
Tyreek Hill Wildcat.
Like, has there been a freer bet in the first round than the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs?
Oh, Paul.
Oh, get out of here.
For this week.
Stop it.
It's true.
You're trying to kill Jeff. You stayed out of my way. I've happily let you stay out of my way. Do not talk about my Bills like that. You've been calling us soft all season. Get out of here.
Well, he can't do it now because if he calls the Bills soft, he's afraid he's going to get canceled online.
He should get canceled.
He should be canceled.
People
You're
will be
right.
less killed.
I see how
I gotta say, I watched that video with no sound. I want everyone to watch that video with no sound and not vote. How you can not vote Tim, the most crazy, the most insane person, after watching what I just saw. It was hilarious. Watch that video with no sound.
And yet,
Tim,
in the
you are
worst
most
case
insane
scenario, like 40% of people are still going to come in on Jeff.
I don't think so.
A
That was
lot-
the first year Jeff had more than 25%.
It's the first year I put up a fight and a real campaign.
Yeah, but you put up the fight. Now people don't want to hear from you anymore.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
I mean, you're just going to annoy people into voting for you now. It was fun last year. It was a fun campaign. It's not really a campaign this time. Jeff can't punch down at you.
Great. Then if he doesn't want to campaign in Wisconsin, I've got a chance again.
Oh, you have a chance to hit your free money teaser.
I'm aware.
Detroit plus 10.5.
And it's my super lock.
Oh,
Everything
can you
hinges
tell
on-
the people what you shared with us, what you dreamt about last night?
I had a dream last night that the Steelers went all the way to the Super Bowl.
Poor Steelers.
And honestly, if the Dolphins had lost today, I think the Steelers probably would have beaten Buffalo.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you didn't have that dream, the Dolphins would have lost. All right? I mean, that's just the way it has to go, correct?
Were you having Steelers beats?
No.
Steelers wet dreams?
I just thought that's the way. I just dreamt that the Steelers were in the Super Bowl.
Is that why you're wearing all black today?
Actually, this is gray or charcoal. It's not actually black.
It looks pretty black.
No, it's not black.
Yeah.
Well, but it's not black.
Kenny, NFC-wise, who do you think's the best team? Niners?
I mean, the Niners are going to be tough, man. It's the Niners and Eagles, I would guess. Those are the two in the NFC Championship game. I don't really see anybody else coming from a ways away to come back and get them. I mean, the Giants aren't going to do it. The Cowboys aren't going to do it. I don't think the Bucs are going to get past the second round.
Here's the thing, though.
What's up?
Like, the Niners are playing a quarterback who's played 6 games.
And he looked pretty damn good.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, like as much as I like San Francisco too, like would it surprise me if this rookie QB who hasn't really been tested a whole lot throws 3 interceptions and kills them in a game against Green Bay next week?
Well,
nope, would not surprise me.
Here's why. I mean, I would guess, and you kind of pointed this out, and we were talking about a little bit, that if it's Seattle, it's hard to beat the same team 3 times in 1 year, although the Niners have handled Seattle, and I think they're just a terrible matchup for what Seattle wants to do both offensively and defensively. Detroit probably wouldn't have been a great matchup either. The Packers can throw them a few curveballs based on 3 things. The Packers' defense over the past 5 weeks has actually been good. The moment they got healthy, their defense got good. Once Richard Nixon came back to return kicks for them, their special teams is amazing all of a sudden. And they just have the Rodgers factor. That Rodgers v. Purdy, and when the Packers have had their most success in the playoffs, has been in this type of role.
It has been. The only thing is the Niners have owned Green Bay in the playoffs the last few years. NFC Championship games, last year's divisional round
Kaepernick
games.
game.
I mean, San Francisco's D is so good.
But is it?
So,
I mean, they got lit up. Lit up by Stidham last week.
Oakland
They
tore
were
them up last week.
I mean,
So
there was at the first part of this game. Mr. Blau was putting up points till he got hurt.
Like,
and Marty McSorley had to come.
I'm
in the
with
game.
you on San Francisco, but if Green Bay wins tonight, and we don't know a spread in that game, so we're not going to have one, but like it's probably like San Francisco minus 5.5. I'd be very tempted to take Green Bay. Very tempted, because the significant quarterback advantage in a playoff game, it's there, right? I mean, I'm just saying, as much as I like the Niners too, they were my pick at the start of the year to go to the Super Bowl. I'm sticking with San Francisco in the NFC, but they are playing a quarterback who's played like 5 or 6 career NFL games, and on the biggest stage, if he throws 3 picks, I think they could be in a lot of trouble.
Who's your Super Bowl winner?
It was Tennessee.
Tough scene for Tennessee at the end of the year.
They did a Jets.
They did. They went.
They
went
also
full, you never go full Jets
from 7-3 to 7-10. Jets went from 7-4 to 7-10. Yeah, that's really, really troubling. Hopefully, it gets the Jets thinking more intelligently about the way the offense gets called going forward.
Well, if the Saints had won today, and if the Saints lose, who was the other team that had to lose? And the Jets would have had the 11th pick in the draft, the second most valuable pick.
They might now. The Saints lost.
Yeah, there was another team that had to lose, and I don't think that they lost.
Well, who would have been 6?
Whoever it was. I think they picked 13th now is who it is. Kenny, are you sold on Philly? Like, is Philly as legit a contender as they seem now that Hurts is back? And like this, was it good that they had these like 3 little stumble weeks at the end to kind of wake them up?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Hurts wasn't even involved in most of them, right? I mean, they won today, correct? I didn't catch the end of the game.
Yeah,
I know the Giants are coming back a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that the Eagles ended up winning. With Hurts, they're going to be hard to beat because the guy is so multidimensional. He can run, he can throw, he's accurate. He's everything that you want in someone to lead you in the playoffs. In this type of NFL that we're seeing now, he has multiple options to go about his game, throwing, passing. He has the weapons. They can run the ball. They look fine to me. Again, you never know with rookie quarterbacks playing in their first postseason. I know Lamar had some issues, and he's the same type of maybe Jalen throws it a little bit better than he does, but the same makeup, with the run game involved in their whole arsenal. And he had a little bit of trouble, with some high seeding early on. So we'll see. I mean, you never know when it comes to the playoffs. I mean, sometimes, the pressure can get to people a little bit more than they do during the regular season. So we'll see.
I think it helps Hurts, too, that they got embarrassed last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, sure it does.
Like, that can go a long way sometimes to, like, and it made them rethink their entire, like, they go and they get A.J. Brown. They revamp this defense. They go make trades. Although somehow they rooked the Saints into getting a first-round pick, which is just completely insane to me, how that ended up working out in their favor. But, hey, here we are.
I still sit here and think Justin Jefferson and that offense.
You're putting your faith behind Minnesota? You're cursing Minnesota?
No, I'm just saying I will like them in their first game. And they're exactly the sort of team that if they get turnovers against San Francisco in the second round, would beat them.
They have to get out of the first round.
Like I said, I like them to beat the Giants next week.
I mean, I think everyone will like them against the Giants. And when we guess the spread here,
I don't think so.
I mean, that is they almost got upset by the Vikings or by the Giants 2 weeks ago.
I think people will like the Giants this week too.
I mean,
I think a lot of people are going to talk themselves into the Giants being the sneaky underdog. Giants, Packers.
But they're not even going to be that big of an underdog when we guess these spreads. I guarantee you.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying
It's like a coin flip game, basically.
the Vikings have the pieces to be, no one talks about them for obvious and justifiable reasons, but like the Vikings are actually that Arizona team, a bad team that went to the Super Bowl.
Scott Boyle just jumped into the chat and asked me who's not scoring the first TD tonight. I guess he wasn't here the entire time, so maybe he should be fucking banned for life. Fuck you.
I don't think we've banned anybody.
I'm banning you.
In a long time.
I
Has
turned the
nothing
golf
to do
off.
with
It's
Colin
over.
Morikawa.
I did turn it on. I know it's my fault. I'm mad at me.
Oh, look, Kenny's eating birthday cake.
Oh,
That looks so good.
Was that half?
does it? Is it good,
Was
Kenny?
it half price, Kenny?
Was not half price, but it's pretty decent. I gotta say. What I don't
Perfect.
understand is why you can't just go to the store and buy and come over, Tim.
I could, but it was a sharp buy.
When you put something in the freezer like that, I'll give you the reason I can't do that is because I live in a Korean household. I have like frozen kimchi and like stinky ass like crazy Korean food in the freezer that no baking soda will ever be able to take the smell from. So if I put one of these things in the freezer, it'll probably be going in the backup freezer where all that shit is. And when you defrost it and eat it, it's going to taste like kimchi.
I used to put coffee in my fridge or freezer instead of baking soda if you want something to mask the odor.
I thought you meant like you would drink a coffee, but it wouldn't be gone, so you'd put it in the freezer
Coffee
for
grounds,
later.
like on a cookie sheet in the fridge, if you can't get rid of an odor, is far more effective than baking soda, in my opinion. Because coffee is such a strong smell that it overpowers it.
So it
and
smells
then-
like coffee.
Which is much
So
more
but if
desirable.
you don't like the smell of coffee.
Well, you may not even have coffee in your house then. But I'm just saying, coffee's a far more pleasant smell than, a odor in the fridge, and it dissipates as well. So
AFC. We have the big three and then the rest.
yeah,
Kenny, if there's someone who makes a run that's not Cincinnati, Buffalo, or Kansas City in the AFC, who do you think it is?
I mean, what are the teams left? It's Miami,
Baltimore.
Oh, this guy is
Baltimore,
fucking
Jaguars.
trolling me in my own chat? Banned for life.
It's got to be Jacksonville, right? Just because of the heater that they're on. Peterson with a little bit of familiarity with the playoffs. They're on a hot run where they won like 4 in a row or something like that. They would probably be the most worrisome, but I don't see it happening.
Chargers.
Chargers?
Of those, the other side of the big three, yes, because they have Herbert. And they have pieces on that defense. And they have good wide receivers. Even if
And probably the worst coach in the playoffs too. So sorry,
worst
Jeff.
coach in the AFC. McCarthy's probably a worse coach. Definitely the worst coach in the. I'm trying to think here. Yes, worst coach in the AFC.
You said Lamar said he's gonna play next week?
But I didn't. I saw on Twitter reports saying that there was a strong possibility that he was going to play in the playoff game, and that actually makes a lot of sense to me. That he wasn't risking himself whatsoever in this contract circumstance for a game that wasn't a playoff game. But I think he'll play this week if he can all play. It's the playoffs. I do think he'll play.
I don't know. Do you think he's just holding himself out for the contract?
I think he
For the
wants to
trade?
be 100,000% healthy. And he's like, you know what? I probably could play this week, but we don't need the game sort of thing. So why rush anything?
I mean, it's probably in Baltimore's best interest to do that too.
Yeah. Oh, no, I agree. So I think I do anticipate he'll play this week, and I don't think it'll matter. Even though they played them well a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they beat them on Sunday night.
They did. And but that game was in Baltimore. This game is in Cincinnati.
And who's the 7 seed?
Miami. They go to Orchard Park for
I really hope. I mean,
a 34-3.
I'm really
blowout.
conflicted about whether I want Tua to start or not. I want him to start so I can enjoy that game. I think
Yes.
it's far more fun if he's
Yes.
starting until it becomes really not fun if he takes one big hit.
Selfishly, I'm like you. As a football fan of a game, the Dolphins are in that game if he plays, and it's fun. But as a person, it's like, I don't want him to play. He doesn't need. I would be no. I hope it's not up to him. I hope the coaching staff and the medical staff intervene and make the full decision because he's a player. He's going to want to play.
All right, should we try to guess the playoff lines?
Sure.
All right, do we have any out at DraftKings Sportsbook right now, Paul?
Yes, we have. I just did a little quick refresh there. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 6 games.
So we have everything besides
Green Bay,
Green Bay, San Francisco, or Seattle, San Francisco.
Yeah.
I'm shocked they didn't put that mark. I guess you don't know what's going to happen to Green Bay if they get in.
This is it,
they
right?
could lose Aaron Rodgers.
They could win. Aaron Rodgers could get hurt at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's smart.
All right, so we got. I mean, none of the times are set yet, but we've got the Tim's LA Chargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So who wants to go first? I'll go first.
Go right ahead.
No, I mean, are they factoring Chargers by 2?
No.
Incorrect. Kenny, your guess.
Jacksonville -1.
No.
Chargers by 2.5.
Boom. Top Cat knows his team. Top Cat knows his team. All right, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Kenny goes.
Kenny, you're first.
Bengals 6.5.
No.
Oh, it's either 5.5 or 6. 6.
No.
7.
Bengals 5.5. I would leave that to me. Like that kind of looks
that's
like
me.
a Lamar line. To be
That is a
perfectly
Lamar
honest.
line, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that Lamar's playing.
So 2. I mean, you almost locked up the playoff guess the lines already. Cheating Tim over here.
We got
I'm horrible at this shit.
Giants at Vikings.
Me first. Vikings by 3.
Vikings by 3. Top Cat. Nailing it.
Well, that's what it was 3 weeks ago.
It was 3.5.
3.5. So like,
It was 3. That's what it was. That was what it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, on
so
Christmas
obviously,
Eve.
I'm going to guess something different, and that will be the one here. But I didn't see him before, huh?
we chatted about this in the room.
Okay, Tim. Okay. No one buys it.
Okay.
No one buys it.
I know. I'm not allowed to have any
No,
accomplishments. I'm
no,
aware.
No,
I'm
not
aware.
buying it. Well, you
I'm
just
aware.
gave your logic for it, then guessed a different number and got
No,
it
but it was
right.
like close to it, and then they're a little bit closer.
Paul, next game.
The Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Dallas by 2.5.
Nope.
Dallas by 1.5.
Nope.
Dallas by 4.
It's going to be Tampa by 1, isn't it?
Pat wins. Dallas by 3.
Dallas by 3. Wow.
Bucks suck.
Full field goal.
Tampa does
And
suck.
we've got the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills.
Is this a Tua line or not?
I don't know. Only he can see the line.
I'll answer that question
Don't-
after you
afterwards.
guess the
So
lines.
Kenny, you're up first.
Bills 12.5.
Nope.
Bills 10.5.
Nope.
Bills 10.
Boom. Pat nails it on the head. I think that's a non-Tua line.
I
think
agree.
7 is a Tua line.
What was that Saturday
It was
night game?
8.5 or 9 with Tua, wasn't it?
In that snowstorm.
I thought it
game.
was like 7.5. But I
It was more than a touchdown.
I mean, I never bet Bills games because I would just always bet the Bills, and that's
I bet
just
the
bad.
Bills today. It was one of the best bets.
Boom.
That Bills one looks like free money.
Stop it.
It does. If
No.
if Skylar
I'm
Thompson
muting
plays.
you. Muted. No, you're actually muted.
If Tua ever played, I think the Dolphins would cover whatever spread you gave him. But if he doesn't go, I think the Bills would kill him.
So Tua lock for Miami, no Tua lock for Buffalo?
That's the way I feel about this. I'd take the Dolphins against the spread with any number with Tua, and I would take the Bills with just about any spread without him.
Okay. Those are the lines.
What do we
That's
think?
week
The
18.
what do we think the game line would be in the last one?
With Tua?
No. If it's Green Bay, San Francisco, or Seattle, San Francisco.
I think Green Bay's shorter.
I agree.
Like Seattle, I'm guessing it would be like 8.5, 9.
It's more than I would have said 7.5.
What would you think, Kenny?
Yeah, I would say like 7.5.
And Green Bay, I would have
Now
said
I can log on to bet Zilstra here. But
I would have said Green Bay 6 as a dog. 5.5, 6.
what do you for Green Bay?
Yeah, 5.5 or 6.
6 sounds about right. But if they put it at 4.5, I could still see people betting Green Bay.
Yes, absolutely.
That does seem low, though.
If they play really well tonight,
Yeah, if they
too,
win like
they'll be
30 to
super.
10,
They'll
yeah,
be
people would be
super
fired up.
trendy.
I don't know what to do in this Dallas Tampa Bay game. I'm right. I mean,
I do. I have to pick against the
I
Buccaneers
know,
because
and I
they're
have
trash.
those Tampa Bay futures because you left them for dead and said that they suck.
They are dead,
Well, they're in the playoffs and they're hosting a playoff
and
game.
which they're going to lose. They're done for. Bye-bye. They're done. Bye-bye. Enjoy your wild card playoff game at 8-9 when you're a trash team and you shouldn't be there. You're there because Dennis Allen doesn't know how to coach and gave away that New Orleans game, and because Carolina forgot how to cover for half of a quarter and let you score 3 super neat touchdowns. You're a bad team. Bye-bye. See you next year, or never, because Tom Brady will leave and I have to worry about this team ever again.
Well, maybe he'll end up playing for the Jets.
I don't think so. I don't allow myself to get my hopes up.
You would want Tom Brady.
Over what I've got right now?
Sure, but you have an entire offseason to go sign anyone. Except for Zach Wilson will be back. I've heard this.
Oh, yeah. We'll see about that.
You said he was going to go to the ZFL or the XFL.
I don't think the XFL would have him.
Aren't you guys getting Derek Carr?
Maybe. There's been talk about maybe them making a Godfather offer to Baltimore if Lamar doesn't want to go there. And
You said you would put Sauce in a trade.
I think I would pay almost any price. So, yes.
I think that's crazy.
For Lamar?
I think that's crazy.
I think I would pay just about any price to get Lamar Jackson.
Look, let me ask you, Kenny. Your team doesn't have a quarterback. Would you want to give up like 3 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson?
Maybe. Yeah, we suck so bad at quarterback. It's been so horrible that, yes, probably.
Really?
They gave up how many to get Robert Griffin? 3?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 for that.
And that didn't work out, as we remember.
Well, because he got hurt.
Yeah.
You were just outside telling us how Lamar gets nothing but hurt.
Except the year that he didn't get hurt and he won the MVP.
And what? Could it bounce in the first round?
That year. Well, second round because they had a bye. They did have a bye, so it was second round. 4 years ago, 2019. Yeah, 2018 was his rookie year. They made the playoffs that year.
I don't know. I think you're just better off spending first-round picks and drafting quarterback. They just drafted Sam Howell. The guy's a legend. Just killed Dallas.
Well, the Jets are not better off using picks to draft quarterbacks.
Why not?
Because we can't draft quarterbacks.
They could draft Anthony Richardson. Isn't that his name, from Florida?
They can't. Whoever they draft, they will ruin. They need to have a quarterback come in there who's already been formed so that we can't destroy them from the start.
I don't think your quarterbacks. I think the Skins have. I mean, that Commanders have had worse luck. I mean, the last 2 first-rounders we picked, RG3 and Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace. I mean, those were the last 2 that we picked in the first round, if I remember correctly.
True.
When's that USC quarterback supposed to go?
Next year.
Next
But
year.
we're not going to be anywhere close to being able to take a quarterback next year.
That kid's going to be good.
Yeah, that's who I want.
We're not going to be close because we're going to have next year. I think could be really special.
Very special year next year?
I think next year could be a very special season.
Very special season.
There's a chance I might wear that hat every game.
Shit, I say the Commanders bring back Wentz so he can throw 87 picks and we get the first pick in the draft.
You just start Heineke, you'd be fine.
That could work
Wentz?
too. People might get used to the softball and be able to catch them from now on. So
Yeah, as
we'll see.
the Taylor Heineke throws the ball like the opposite of Brett Favre. So, like, when you see, who was it? Whose hand was it? Was it Donald Driver's hand? Where he has, like, the one finger that's, like, over here?
Oh,
When
yes.
Taylor Heineke throws the ball, it's like getting a pedicure.
Remember we saw Torrey Holt at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, Torrey Holt's hand was like, ugh.
Oh,
But it's not like Kurt Warner threw a fastball. He threw ducks. Like, the best.
maybe
threw
Mark
the most.
Bulger threw a hard ball.
What's that?
Maybe Mark Bulger threw a hard
Maybe,
ball.
but Kurt Warner threw the most elegant ducks of all time.
Yes.
The most catchable ducks. They were perfect. Like the Sam Ellinger pass. I guess we should talk about that. We'll end it on a high note because I've been in a bad mood.
Yes.
The stupid fucking Colin Morikawa. But Houston coming back. 4th and 12. Converting to Brendan Cooks down the sidelines. Don't know what's going on. They review it. It's a catch. Davis Mills pulls a full Davis Mills. He tried to go full Davis Mills in that game.
100%.
It's, what is it, 4th and 30 from their own 40-yard line. Just takes 2 steps back, hucks it up, boom, touchdown, go for 2, get it. Incredible stuff.
I was very excited.
Why are they doing, like, Lovey has, like, have we checked to see if he's fired yet?
Even if he isn't, he wants to. If he, he's probably never going to be a head coach in the NFL again. He's been a head coach several times, right? If this is how it ends, that's how it ends. Good for him.
I mean, he's a hero.
I'll tell you who did coach their last NFL game today: Jeff Saturday. There's somebody who will never blow a whistle again in the NFL. I will guarantee that. He blew how many leads this year? How many games did his team in the fourth quarter? The Dallas game, the Minnesota game, this game. How many games does his team in the fourth quarter play like a Div 2 team against a pro team? Talk about that. That's somebody who definitely won't be back.
Oh, he'll be there next year.
No way. I mean, look.
Irsay hired him for a reason. He didn't bring him in to because he expected him to get them into the playoffs this year.
I think it was a test run, right? They used the rest of the season to see what they had in him. The answer is evident and plain.
He took way too much.
Irsay was playing the long game. You know, he wanted to tank. What did he got? The 3rd pick in the draft.
That was my
Fourth, I believe.
entire thing
Fourth
when
pick.
I came on here. Why hire Jeff Saturday? You're trying to get a better draft pick.
Well,
Yeah.
mission accomplished, I suppose. They won one game under his tenure.
They'll get one of the quarterbacks they want at that pick.
He coached a team up 33-0 to a loss. 33-0.
Yeah, well, it's not as bad as Morikawa. I'm watching on my TV screen right now, and I'll throw like the entire laptop microphone setup at my TV right now, and I don't even know what he's saying. And I'm just so angry. I'm seeing so much red. My Cascade Cornerstones finished 1st, 2nd, 7th, and then 36. But 1st, 2nd, and 7th didn't even win in cash. Not even top 50.
Feinberg.
I've seen this.
He said, lots being made, a little bit overblown right now, is his reaction to the Chargers. Paul was right.
Yeah,
He's not angry.
They had nothing to. The stupid thing is they shouldn't have been playing any of their starters. They had nowhere. They couldn't move up or down the standings. Like put them out there. Do it like the Bucks did if you wanted to, right? Like play them for a quarter and a half, just so that they're fresh, and then take them out so nobody gets hurt. That was the only thing that was really strange about it.
We'll see what Tuesday brings. We'll see how people feel on
Do you
Tuesday.
think you'll have launched your OnlyFrans account by then?
I don't look like Franz.
I'm looking at a picture of you and Franz right now.
How good were those matzo sticks?
They're good. They're fine. Mozzarella sticks are delicious. You can't go wrong with mozzarella sticks. I'm a fan.
They're amazing.
Oh, Tim, I was going to tell you this. New sandwich at Wendy's in America.
What is
It's
it?
a burger or chicken with a square breaded mozzarella stick on top
That sounds very intriguing.
with a little bit of tomato sauce.
Do you put the
Little tomato
do you put
sauce.
the matzo stick in the microwave first?
It's a good thing it comes hot. It comes hot.
Oh, okay, but how does it
But
get
yeah,
hot?
the only problem with mozzarella sticks is after like 10, 15 minutes, they turn out like this, where
rubber,
they're disgusting.
yeah.
So you have to eat
They're
them.
like McDonald's French
Like-
fries. You got to eat them hot.
Yep.
Oh, this guy said to take the mic away from Paul. Can I ban this guy for life?
Take the
Sure.
microwave from me.
You? Yeah, he doesn't want to hear from you. Should I ban him for life? I kind of want to. I'm in one of those moods. Fuck this guy.
Ban him.
Oh, I don't really care.
Yeah,
I don't really see it, but I don't really
Eric
care.
Grenier, fucking Vincent Chase's brother. Go fuck yourself, pal. You're banned for life.
I told you guys to tread lightly.
See, this is a better one from Jeremy Keefe, who made that video for us, so thank you. Worst impression? Most cussed impression? Tim from Newsies. All right, we're out of here. I have to go punch a wall or something.
Thanks, everybody, for watching this show.
Yes,
this was a lot of fun.
I believe this was fun. Kenny, you even tuned in when you weren't on the show.
I did. I watched. Yeah, it's a fun watch.
We spent the whole summer, Pat and I, chatting about what the Sunday show would look like, and we just dawned upon this. It was really his idea. We came upon it, and I was like, why don't we do a live show every Sunday? That'll be interesting.
And we almost made it through. We didn't do the 2 for the holidays, and then we lost power that one time.
Exactly.
We couldn't do it.
But, we gave you 15 weeks of excitement after Sunday Night Live. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for watching. God willing, we'll be here next year, week 1, with who knows what guest to talk about who knows what. Probably a Jets win. Probably a Jets shutout.
Week 1? Probably against the Bills.
Great.
Bills win the Super Bowl, play the Jets on
Oh,
opening
give
night.
it to me. Give it to me. A fully
And then,
healthy,
and then poor Paul will complain, oh, look at all the extra rest that the Jets got.
a fully
Unfair.
healthy Jets team against the Bills on an opening game. That's
Yeah,
a
Zach
that's
Wilson
a,
starting
that-
a quarterback.
That's a casket match for Buffalo. Good night.
At Kendo VT on Twitter. Kenny will be back on Monday night with my good friend Toe Tag and Tambo on the Fantasy Golf Degenerates. I'm sure we're going to continue to be angry on all of our golf shows this week, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm really pissed off right now.
All right, so go follow that show. Gus will be back on Tuesday on the Pick Show, so tune into that as the playoffs ramp up, and we'll have Jeff's reaction. We might even get that on tomorrow's golf show with just me and Jeff. And the one and done starts this week as well, so a reminder to make your picks. Tim has to make his pick. You've already said you're taking Hoagie Beach, right?
I am. Tom Hoagie Beach. That's what I'm playing.
Kenny, I told Tim that Hoagie is going to the national championship. He's going to fly from Hawaii to the national championship game, back to Hawaii, and Tim's like, that's my guy.
The game's in Los Angeles. That's fine. He's flying in style. He's not flying coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's Tom Hoagie. He might be.
Nah.
You think he's flying private?
To the national championship game? Yes, absolutely. He made a bunch of money in this tournament.
He did make
He
a bunch
did make a bunch of money.
Absolutely.
bunch of money.
And I like TCU to cover the number tomorrow night.
Huh?
Okay. Reminder to smash the like button while you're here. Sub to Mayo Media Network. We still have the full complement of shows. Like I mentioned, rate and review the audio podcast as well. And if you were one of the people that was banned for life today, I'm sorry, but I fucking hate you. I'll see you next time.